My favorite movie of the year so far, Companion, released in the theaters about a week ago. Here is my spoiler review. Alright, so it was very hard not to talk spoilers in that initial review. I promised you guys a spoiler review. Kept pushing it off because I've been trying to go see it a second time with my best friend. Haven't had an opportunity to go see it a second time yet. Every time we have plans to, it gets pushed off and pushed off. We're finally going to see it Friday, which by the time I'm uploading this is either today or tomorrow, Friday. Uploading it between Thursday or Friday. But we still haven't seen it again, so I can't really report on a second viewing. But I needed to talk spoilers about this film. I still need to talk spoilers about this film and dive into the nitty-gritty of why I love the film. Well, I will link down below in the description my spoiler-free review. Here's my spoiler-free review down below in this description. And if I can, I'll put it up here somewhere. So if you guys want to know my spoiler-free review, you can check that out. Or if you haven't seen the film yet and you just clicked on this because you found my channel, appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe and like button and hit the bell so you never miss another review. And I'd really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. We're trying to get to 50 by the end of February. And with that said, comment down below what is your spoiler-filled opinions of Companion. And with that said, here is my spoiler review of the movie. Again, I can't report on a second viewing because I haven't seen the movie twice. I can say that I adored the film when I first saw it. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was funny. It was unique. It was original. It had fantastic performances. It was not what I was expecting to be. Filled with great twists, with a fantastic script. From top to bottom, this was an amazing film, and it's probably going to be in the top of my 2025 list for a while to come now. With that said, let's dive into why it is such a great film. And let's start with the very beginning of the film, where you are introduced to Sophie Thatcher, and you're introduced to Jack Quaid as she runs into Jack Quaid at the store. He goes through the oranges, knocks them all down, and that's when they meet. True love at first sight, right? Where could go wrong? What a great love story, right? They're sure going to get together and get married, have a bunch of kids, and life's going to be perfect for them, right? Wrong. So we skip forward a couple years, at least we assume, and they're going to hang out at this one house with a bunch of Jack Quaid's friends. So instantly you can tell something's off because instantly you see that it is from the creators of Barbarian. So you know something is going to be messed up in the film. But as you're driving there and you're having all these interactions with Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid, you can feel it's just a little bit awkward. Like, okay, there's some awkward things throughout this entire movie. The reactions from everybody at the dinner table when they're talking about true love is genuinely weird inside the film and makes you think, like, something more is going on here. It's uncomfortable. It's eerie. I want to know what's going on. And even, like, how great the script was. How everything that happened in this film happened for a reason. Where, even now thinking about, like, aspects that happened at the beginning of the film, where we find out what happens later on in the film, they just make so much sense. So, Jack Quaid, Sophie Thatcher go up to get to banging, if you know what I mean. And I'm being quite obvious, so you better know what I mean. So, then, as soon as they're done, Sophie Thatcher starts pouring out her heart, saying, like, hey, sorry if I made it awkward with your friends. I'll try to do better, I promise. Jack Quaid says, go to sleep. Or, Iris, go to sleep. And we cut the next scene. Again, don't think anything of it. Now, if you saw the trailers, you would probably figure out, like, oh, she's a robot. But that's because they spoil in the trailers like idiots. I only saw the teaser, so I had enough intrigue to it. I didn't see the full trailer. My best friend told me that he watched the trailer and he turned it off after, like, 10 seconds. He was already hooked from it. Still can't wait to see the movie with him on Friday. And I might have a YouTube short getting his reaction if he wants to do it. Anyways, so we get that reaction. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit weird. A little bit weird. So the next day, he sends her down to the beach by himself because he's having a hangover. And you see him pull this little thing from his card. He pulls this little thing. It's a little card, inserts it into his phone. And you're like, wonder what that's for. Oh, well, we'll find out later in the film, right? She goes down to the beach, and the guy who owns the house, I forget his name, it's some Russian name, but he goes down there, really creepy guy, and you can tell, because he tries to rape her. Yeah, he sure does. He begs her to stay down there, and he comes up, and he starts getting handsy, and she's like, back off, dude, piss off, dude, go away, dude. And so he doesn't, just as typical rapists do. She pulls out a knife, stabs him in the neck, and boom, the movie's going. We go from something's off here to, oh, shoot, this is the direction we're going. This is where we're going inside the film. And so as soon as that happens, you're like, new film. She walks inside covered in blood. Her friends, or all the friends, are just sitting there, see her covered in blood, and everyone's freaking out. Understandably so. She clearly just killed this guy. And he walks up. Jack Quaid's trying to get an explanation. Iris, what did you do? Did you kill him? Did you kill him? He's so overly desperate trying to be like, did you kill him? Is he dead? Did you kill him? And then all of a sudden, she tells him the story. She's freaking out. You don't know what's going on. There's clearly something more going on here. Iris, go to sleep. And it turns to black. And instantly, whoa, that's where we're going with the film. We go from very intrigued to what is going on to whoa, that is the plot twist. Half an hour into the film, you get the biggest plot twist I've possibly ever seen in a movie. Turn the whole movie upside down from its perspective. So they tie her up, try to get her answers, and this is where I mean in my spoiler-free review when I say the story's kind of more simple than you'd think it is. With a concept as big as this, the story's basically just two people just trying to get this guy's money and get out safe. That's what they're trying to do. That's the whole point of the movie. And what we get from the rest of the movie is literally them just chasing her in the woods. Like, so they're investigating her, she escapes, and they're trying to chase her down in the woods, kill her or shut her down so they can get the money and get out of Dodge. And that's exactly what they do. And for a brief second, I thought to myself, I don't know if I want this to be what the movie's about. I don't know if I'm down with watching the rest of the movie being like, oh, it's a chase film in the woods. 2 seconds I had that doubt, and it turns completely fun. Where you learn that two of the friends, obviously gay, one of the boyfriends was a robot. Again, proofs for a very funny joke. This film was very funny along the way too. But the actual human gets shot by Iris as she's trying to escape him, and he dies. And so this has a whole nother plot line with, I believe his name was Eli. It's been a week, more like 2 weeks since I've actually seen the film. So there's that. But he gets shot and he dies. So obviously something else is going to happen with Eli throughout the film. And the film always finds different ways to be intense, to be interesting. Where she gets in the car, but the car's voice activated, so she has to struggle to leave anywhere. Meanwhile, Jack Quaid's breaking into the car and trying to kill her. So what's she do? She has the phone, she starts messing with the voice changer until eventually she can get the voice right. And that's really kind of where it's like extending belief. Like, oh, okay, don't think that would really happen. But again, this is a movie about realistic sex doll trying to escape from being murdered, so I wasn't too bothered by it. But where the thing gets interesting, where they again find a way to stop her. He accesses another phone and stops his car through that phone. Again, finding ways to be interesting. Another very funny sequence until it turns intense. A cop pulls over, comes to her. She changes her voice to German so they can't have interactions because she can't lie. Again, that's where the script, where everything comes interesting, where everything happens for a reason in the film. Here comes Eli, smashes the freaking cop's face in. I was like, whoa, this is a bloody film. There's not many sequences like that, but when it is like that, it is great, and it is bloody, and it really works there. So she's captured. We get the dinner table scene that we've seen in the trailers where she's sitting there told to keep her arm out like this. Her arm catches fire. And, yeah, her arm catches fire. She can't do anything about it because he lowered her smart module from 100 to 0. So she's not smart anymore. She can't move because she has to listen to him. And that's where it kind of comes into play with like, the meta stuff in the movie where it's just like, kind of showing how women are always controlled by men. Obviously, I'm a man, but I not like that. But shows kind of aspects of that in the film. Again, very, very cool. So very cool sequence. She eventually gets shot. She's told to shoot herself, and obviously she has to because she can't stop. So she does. And then come the guys that made her. Bring her back and tell Jack Quaid that in the stomach there's a recording device. Says, oh, yeah, we'll see what's wrong with her in the recording device. Recording device? Did you just say there's a recording device? Movie's not over yet. And I'm not going to lie. Before this happened, I thought the movie was over. I thought he won. The movie genuinely convinced me that Jack Quaid won. Like, that'd be awesome. But Movie's not over. For a brief second, I was like, okay, it's kind of running a little long here. Hour and a half, can't really complain about that. But again, just like my only other complaint earlier in the film, can't really complain because it just gets very interesting. So he sends Eli out with a gun, pew, kills one of them. One guy hops out, let's go, runs away. Eli's about to kill him. Iris wakes up after being rebooted, gets herself together, and goes saves this guy. So she saves the guy. He helps her get back in, gives her a gun. She goes in to fight Jack Quaid. And this is officially the part where he helped her get away from this guy. She can do what she wants now. She has free will. Officially. And this is where it gets awesome. She doesn't want to kill Josh. She doesn't want to kill Jack Quaid. And eventually, he gets on top of her. Okay, you're screwed now. It's over. She takes a wine opener. Bam! Stabs to the side of the head. Super cool kill. Very cool. Corks through his head. He's dead. And that's where I kind of think at the beginning of the movie, where the very end of the film, the last line was, and very cool, because the first line of the film was, I've only been happy 2 times in my life. When I met Josh and when I killed him. And you completely forget about that line in the opening of the film. Instantly gets you invested, but you completely forget about it. Brings it up here in the end of the film. Oh, that's where that comes into play. And it's just so good. The script is so smart. The meta stuff is so good in this film. It's such a good movie. It is such a good movie. It's just so smart. With twists and turns. Something to always keep you invested. I loved Companion. It is a fantastic movie. It is going to probably be one of my favorite movies for a long time. It's great. So I gave it an A+. That was my score and my spoiler-free review. Again, it's linked, and I'll try to put it up here. But that was my spoiler review of the film Companion. Stay tuned. I am going to have a top 10 horror movies of the decade so far coming this weekend. Stay tuned for that. And with that said, subscribe.